In this video, we're looking at the iROBOT Roomba Combo i5 robot vacuum and mop. Similar to most of the robotic vacuum cleaners that are available today, they're convenient. They go around your home, apartment, clean up, return back to the base. You empty out the little container, and it's ready to go again. Now, if at some point it seems like you have to empty out the waste container every time it vacuums, well, it may be because it's time to clean your vacuum cleaner. Unlike stand-up vacuum cleaners, these need to be cleaned out on a regular basis to keep them working optimally. To do this, we simply grab the unit from its base, place it upside down on a sturdy table, get a wet rag, wipe down all the sensors on the unit. They have a multitude of sensors. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Grab a damp cloth and just wipe them down. And that'll make sure that your machine can always see obstacles and avoid things. And don't forget, if your vacuum has a camera and light, to wipe that down also. Then we take out the waste container, and using some compressed air, we clean that out. On this unit, the disposal canister has a little HEPA filter, and that just pulls off. Be careful, because it'll be pretty much clouded up with dust. You may want to wear gloves. And if you open up the inside, you'll see that there's a screen there, and that tends to clog up. So using compressed air, we're going to shoot air into the back of this where the little filter was to force all this gunk to come out. And we're also going to take and shoot air on the clean side of the filter to force this gunk out, and thus make this filter last a little bit longer before it needs replacement. Word of warning, when you do this, make sure the direction of blowing air is away from you so that you don't get all this dust and dirt back on you. Back side of the HEPA filter away from us, and we start with gentle pulses because you're going to get a lot of crud coming off of this filter. Of course, you could spend the additional money and buy replacement filters, but this will certainly extend the life of the filter and save you some money. While our clean filter may not look brand new, it's a big improvement from where it was. Using the air compressor, we now clean the back of the unit and anything that we can see. Don't be afraid to get into any crevices and openings. With the external cleaning done, next thing we're going to do is take off the rollers. Towards the back of the unit, there's a little green switch. And if you push that in and lift up, that will release the rollers. And it's just lift out. Note which way they come out, because there is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-sided lock and a 4-sided lock on the opposite side. You may notice that there is a ton of hair that's wrapped itself around each of the ends. So you'll want to remove that because that'll just allow the unit to be more efficient. Gross. And anything that's stuck onto the roller, you want to take off. With the first roller out of the way, which is the lighter roller, that's the one that's towards the back of the unit, we lift up again and we grab the second roller. Again, it has a 6-sided connection on one side and 4-sided on the other. And just like our first roller, it's impregnated with lots of hair. I would imagine if you have pets, this would be an even bigger problem. This is just a couple of people in the house. So make sure you remove all that. And then we examine the wheels, and if they happen to be encrusted with hair or debris, we could certainly remove those. Looking at these two wheels, that does not seem to be the problem. There's just 1 or 2 hair follicles there. They move freely, so no need to take this apart any further. We do have the little brush that spins around, and this is held in place by a Phillips fastener, but most of the time you can just pull anything that's been wrapped around it. In this case, there is nothing here. Going towards the front of the unit, we have a wheel that's free spinning, and sometimes that gets filled up with crud. And if so, you just lift up and you can clean anything that's caught on the spindle. And if there's anything wrapped around the wheel, well, then you can also pop that out and do like our rollers and remove any hair that's caught on the shaft. And this will make your machine operate more efficiently because it won't be binding and draining on the battery. To put this back in place, it just simply snaps down. And then to attach it to the machine, it just drops right into the shaft and you push and it's free spinning, and that's it. Basically now you've cleaned up your machine. To reinsert the rollers, again, we press on the little green lever, lift up. We grab our roller. There is a gray spindle and a matching green spindle on the dark roller. That dark spindle is going to go away from this lever. So you just insert it towards the back and it should notch in. So when you feel it that it just drops on its own, then you're set there. Now we grab our lighter roller. Again, there's gray and there's green, and we want the green facing in. So we lift our little bracket out of the way, we grab the roller, we insert it into the opening, and then we just turn it until it drops in into the receiving end. And when it drops down flat, you know you've succeeded. Now you just bring the little latch down and make sure it snaps in place. And now that's secured, you're ready to reattach the filter to the bin. There is an in way and an out way, and it won't go in the wrong way. So there's only one way that it'll fit in, and it doesn't matter if it's reversed 180 degrees, it'll always latch in, and you'll hear that snap. And then you're ready to put the claws up against the side, and your machine's clean and it's ready to operate once again. Next to one of the back sensors is a little brush. And no, it's not for doing light touch-up. It's a carbon brush, and its purpose is to discharge static as it picks up, since it's rolling and rubbing, and that helps to eliminate a lot of the buildup on the side of the unit from dust and dirt. So make sure that's not missing, or if it's really short, then you'll need to replace it, and it's just ordering the part and using a Phillips screwdriver to remove that and dropping in the replacement. With our unit cleaned and assembled, it's ready to start cleaning again. If you found this video interesting and useful, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, join the subscription team, and as always, thank you ever so much for watching.